lab 4, where we managed remotely accessible users. So firstly, we switched to a new account, so the files that were created will have the proper ownership. Then, as we are now in the home directory for the webmaster user, we had to confirm this by typing in just pwd, that's it. And because we need to store the webmaster's SSH public key to enable them to be able to securely connect via the SSH using his secret private key, we have to first create a SSH directory for the authorized keys file, and because that's what we need to use later. So we basically entered mkdir.ssh, simple. And then now we have to change the file permissions from the SSH directory up to 700. Doing this securely restricts access so that the only file owner, which is webmaster, can read, write, or open or access the directory. We used ls-al to list the contents of the webmaster's home directory. Then we changed the directory to the new SSH using the cd command. Then we created a file named authorized keys in the SSH directory. Then we checked the file has been created. Then we checked the file has been created by listing the contents of the current directory. Then we created a RSA key pair on the machine where you can access the AWS Ubuntu server instance. We ran puttygen on the laptop to do this, and then we saved the private key to the computer. Then once we log back into Putty using the private key we just generated, we log in as webmaster and then paste that key into nano and then name that file authorized keys. Moving on to lab 5, we first logged in as Ubuntu and created the first user named Bob and his password. Then we created the second user named Harry and his password, and the third user named Sam and his password. Then we verified that the users exist by listing the 10 most recently created users, and as you can see in the picture, Bob, Harry, and Sam are in that picture. Then we created a new staff directory for the VDS staff, and then we verified that the directory exists by listing the contents of VDS and showing that the folder has in fact been created using ls-al, which basically lists the contents. Then we allowed Ubuntu to add files to the shared folder by changing the owner of the file, and then we added Bob and Harry to VDS staff and leaving Sam out because we wanted to test that the permissions would work with Sam not in it and Bob and Harry in it, in staff. And then we set the group permissions, so basically Bob and Harry had more group permissions than Sam, obviously. Then we verified that Bob is a member of VDS staff. As you can see, it said file read OK. Then we verified if Harry is a member of VDS staff. It said file read OK. Then we verified that Sam is not a member of staff because he's not. And then it basically said cannot open directory because permission is denied. So that all worked well. And we will move on to lab 6 in the next video.